Hey, what's going on YouTube land? This is your boy TJ, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Wrestling Nostalgia, where I give my reviews on the WWE shows and PLE events, and today we are going to be reviewing NXT Roadblocks. So let's go ahead and get right into it, right? We opened up NXT with an Asylum Match. I'm like, what is this, 2014, 2015? Chris Jericho and, and John Moxley, Dean Ambrose. Was in that match before. So this match actually was a really good match. A lot of back and forth. I don't know why in the world they put a random door in the match. But anywho, they going back and forth. It kind of looked like Joe was going to win this match towards the end. But Dijak just was not having it. I remember at one point, he wound up getting his revenge. Dijak did. And was taping his head and was just wearing him out with the Tento stick. This is towards the end of the match. So as he wearing him out with the Tento stick, he winds up somehow or another with the straight jacket on. Well, he winds up breaking apart because also in the match he wound up putting the straight jacket on him. So he ends up winds up getting him down some way somehow, and then he ends up hitting the feast your eyes twice. And the reason why he hit it twice was because he wound up getting right back up, like bouncing off the ropes. And he was all like, what in the world? So then he had to hit it again. 1, 2, 3. He wins the match. This actually was a really great opener. I'm glad they actually opened it up with this match. I don't have nothing bad to say about it. So let's go ahead and move on to the next segment. In this next segment, Tatum was being weird. Because as you know, Tatum and Victories has a Tag Team Championship match against the Kabuki Warriors, which is Asuka and Kairi Sane. In this backstage segment, she said something about, I'm going to dig down deep in the crevices of the darkness, and I'm going to take their souls, and da-da-da-da. And then this is when Victories said, we're going to take their souls to the championship. She said, does it really matter? And I'm like, oh gosh, I think she definitely got pointers a little bit from Mickie James and Victoria, which are the crazy psycho women of the WWE. If anybody knows, if you know, you know. Like I said, Mickie James 2.0 / Victoria. We're gonna move on because that lady really creeps me out, and I can't stand her makeup. In this next match, it is Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin versus Chase U. So they had a really great back and forth match. A lot of false finishes in this match. But towards the end of the match, Baron Corbin ends up hitting the end of days and tags in Braun Breaker, and he hits the spear. 1, 2, 3. They retain their tag team championships. They actually did have a really good match, but I'm trying to figure out, they're going to have a short title reign because Braun is on SmackDown now, right? So is he gonna, still be doing both shows? I mean, if WWE like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? I actually don't mind it. I'm guessing he doesn't either, so we're just gonna go ahead and move on from that. In this next segment, it is an interview with Carmelo Hayes. He says that Dragunov disappointed him and he backed down from the match. When have you ever seen me back down from a challenge? And that's when he tells the interviewer, don't answer that. And Carmelo Hayes says that these guys behind me are my security and they're here to protect me. And tonight, he's going to go through Tony D'Angelo, and he's going to be the first ever NXT superstar to win back-to-back stand and deliver matches for a championship. And I was like, oh, okay, that remains to be seen. But hey, we're going to see how that pans out for you at the end, buddy. It is Shawn Spears versus Uriah, which is debutee, if you could call him that, of NXT. They had a relatively short match. They wound up locking up, and then Shawn Spears whispers something in Mariah's ear. I don't know why I called that man Mariah. And then all of a sudden, he just attacks him out of nowhere, and then Shawn does this thing, and he started wailing on him, and then he did something where, like, he locked his arm up, and then he was, like, elbowing him in the face. He hits his C4 for the win, and this is when, after the match, he calls out Rich Hollins. Rich Hollins comes out, and he ends up beating on him, and then he has the chair. Shawn pulls the chair into him, and he winds up picking it up, and it was like, acting like he really wanted to do it. The referees comes in, and was all like, no. So before anything really drastic can happen, he leaves the ring, and that ends that segment. I'm guessing some point down the line they're gonna have a feud. We're gonna see how that pans out. In his next match, it is the Kabuki Warriors, which are the reigning tag team women's champions, versus La Valkyria and Tatum. They actually had a really great showing for them to not really be all that experienced. The tag team, only thing about it, they kind of botched a little bit in certain parts of the match. But overall, to be honest, they did put on a pretty decent performance. But towards the end of the match, Lara was trying to go for the spin kick on Asuka, but Asuka ducked. So she ends up accidentally hitting Tatum, knocking Tatum out. So then this is when Asuka throws Lara out of the ring. So then she winds up hitting her own kick on Tatum in the back, and then they wind up hitting their double team move. Kairi Sane gets the tag, hits her insane elbow. 1, 2, 3, they retain their women's tag team championships. But after the match, this is when your girl Roxanne Perez comes out. She attacks both Tatum and Lara, and she actually ends up injuring Lara's arm. Oh my goodness, in a very gnarly way. She winds up like on the top rope and then just kicking her arm down. And I was like, oh my goodness. Whew, I may not be the biggest fan of La Valkyria, but I didn't want to see that happen to her. Hopefully she's okay, and we're going to see how everything pans out for her. So in this next match, it is Blair Davenport versus Fallon. They actually had a pretty decent match. It was kind of short, actually. And towards the end of the match, Saruka had made her triumphant return, if you could call it that. And basically, I'm guessing that Blair and Saruka have feud from like a year ago, because I believe she injured her. So she came back, did a DDT on the outside of the ring while the referees was distracted. She got her back in the ring. Fallon hits her wizard's kick. 1, 2, 3. Fallon beats Blair Davenport. In this next segment, I may be saying their names wrong. I apologize. No Quarters Catch Crew. So they come out and basically they announce that they all are the holders. So after, they say that they all have the power to defend the Heritage Cup between the 4 of them, out of nowhere, didn't expect this, William Regal comes back. William Regal comes out and he says that, I hope you guys defend the Heritage Cup with honor, like how I did. A Heritage Cup means a lot to him. And this is when Charlie, oh my goodness. Oh, Charlie, he says, I'm going to defend it better than you did. And I was like, oh, okay. He said, okay, well, I'm going to be watching. I'm like, ooh. I said, well, burn. And he was, I don't even know what to say to that, but Charlie got a little spice to him. So let's go ahead and move on to the next segment. So this is the main event match. It is the number 1 contender spot for the NXT World Championship. So it is Carmelo Hayes versus Tony D'Angelo. To be honest, I wasn't really expecting too much out of this match because I'm not really a big fan of Tony like that. Like, no offense. I just see him more of a tag team wrestler. He put a really good showing on, had a really good back and forth match. And to be honest, he actually kind of dominated this match a little bit, to be honest with you, in the beginning half. But towards like the end, that's when they kind of shared majority of the power dynamics. Towards the end of the match, Carmelo Hayes tried to go for the net, where he basically is kind of like the famouser, but off the top rope. He winds up hearing Trick's music, and he thought he was coming out. So all the security are like, yeah, we on guard. Yeah, we on guard. So this is when the music cut off, and so he all happy, like, yeah. He ain't coming back. So he winds up turning around into a spine buster. He hits his move, forget about it. 1, 2, 3. D'Angelo is the new number 1 contender to Dragunov's NXT World Championship. So then, after the match is all said and done and is over with, he said, even though you lost this match, I'm a Don, so I gotta come there and a gift for you. So then that's when Trick's music hits again. He comes from the crowd and he beats the 11 crap out of Carmelo and his security team, and they are sent packing out of the ring. Yo, this was definitely an eventful NXT Roadblocks. I was definitely entertained, to be honest, and I'm glad to finally see the return of Trick Williams coming back. And I predict that, and I believe I said this too in the previous video, that Trick and Melo are gonna fight at Stand and Deliver. I don't see where else would they fight at. I don't think they're gonna have a random match on NXT. I do feel like they're gonna save that feud at Stand and Deliver, and I guarantee you that match is gonna be the match of the night. I'm telling you, like, I'm going on record and saying that, and I'm gonna get this clip and I'm gonna paste it on my Stand and Deliver. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have a lot of work to do. Oh my gosh, I gotta do Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania, and then plus WrestleMania. That's 3 videos I gotta do. I enjoyed this NXT. How did y'all feel about it? Comment, like, share, and subscribe, and all that other stuff. Help my channel grow and everything like that. And peace. I'm out.